Good evening, friends, and welcome. It's Lisa Maynard and another edition of Kit Crush Wednesday. Again, I'm recording this. I'm not live because I'm unavailable for the next several Wednesdays. But in that case, I am still going to be doing a live. It's just going to be your pre-recorded live. So make sure you tune in. Tell your friends I'm still going to be here. It's just that I'm not going to see your comments right away. But don't let that keep you from commenting. So share this with your friends. Please watch it. You can watch it on the replay, whatever. So we are going to take a look at a very fun kit tonight that is for Halloween, which is going to be coming up in less than about a month, a little more than a month. But so this is called the Sweet and Spooky Kit. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you what this kit looks like right now. And here we go. It makes the cutest treat boxes. Now these look like little milk cartons, and we're going to put 3 of these together tonight. There's no stamping involved in this kit, and super fun and really easy. If you watched me last week, holy cow, you would have seen me struggle to put together a couple cards. That kit wasn't that hard. This is even going to be even easier. So super fun, super easy, and just absolutely adorable. These could hold quite a bit of candy. I haven't even looked to see how much they could hold, but I'm telling you what, these are a good size. They're at least 2.5 by 2.5 square, and 3 inches tall. So you could get lots of treats in there for your kiddos or friends or whoever you might want to share those with. So I'm going to set these aside a little bit here, but I'm going to keep them. That light bothers me, but we're gonna just leave that right there. So let's go ahead and look what's in the kit really quickly. This is going to take us a little bit, so I don't want to take a lot of time. So we have lots of things. We have some very cool holographic stars that we're going to be using on these as embellishments. We have some black and white baker's twine, some little paper clips that are orange, some little pieces like little toothpick things that I'll show you what those are going to be for next later on, some tear and tape, and of course our Stampin' Dimensionals. As always, we have to have those instructions, super handy. I'm going to probably be referring to those tonight, so we're going to keep those out. And then all of our little die cut pieces for the little milk cartons, the little boxes, cartons themselves, they're all like that. And so you get quite a few in here. Let me see. 5. You have 15 treat boxes that come in this kit. So it is well worth it, friends. 15 of them, 5 of all 3 designs. And so super fun. Now I'm going to go ahead and put back in here. Hopefully I won't need those. I don't think I will. Go ahead and put that back, but I'm going to go ahead and grab my instructions. And I'm also going to, let's go ahead and bring in the first little treat box that we're going to make tonight. So of course, like I've always do, I've already prepped all the little pieces and already punched them out. So just so that you know, when you're doing this, just follow the instructions. It tells you which pieces go with which little box. So let's go ahead and put those over there for right now. And then here we have our box. It comes like this. Now I've already went ahead and put the tear and tape on the places that you're going to need to do that. So make sure you go ahead and put those on the right sides, and I'll show you that in a minute. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to, there's score lines on all of this. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to fold all of these score lines where they need to be before we do any putting of this box together. And we're going to fold this way. I'm going to burnish that one. This one has already been folded in half, so we're going to come around this way. Burnish that one. we're going to fold from the top. We did. This one, it needs to be folded also. There's another one at the top that needs to be folded. So we're going to do that. We're not going to, yes, we are. We're going to fold this piece here. Finish that. And then we've got some here that are diagonal. And these are going to go in. So I'm going to kind of gently push these in a little bit. You don't really need to do that a lot, because when you put this together, these are going to fold in on themselves. But I just want to give them a little bit of help when that happens. So there we go. Oh, nope. Let's go ahead and fold all these over, the bottom ones, and go ahead and burnish those. Now, you don't have to burnish them a lot, but it's just easier if you've went ahead and folded all of the parts and pieces, because it just is easy when you put it together. So now I'm going to show you a little trick. We're going to go ahead and we're going to assemble this box so it is a square. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to burnish this a little bit. Remember, we do that because it's easier to take the paper off of that. So I'm going to go ahead and take the backing off of those, just like so. And then I'm going to show you a little trick. We're going to flip this over and we're going to fold this one part in, like so. So we're going to flip it over. This is your middle. This is the edge. Then we're going to take this part and we're just going to fold it over, and we're going to place that down and give it a good press. That adheres it. It's easier than trying to wiggle it around. And here you have your box already. So that's just a quick little tip on how you can do that without fidgeting around. Now we're going to go ahead and close our box up. And what we're going to do is we're going to push these two down, the shorter sides first. We're going to put this one down. And I didn't take the backing off of that. I should have taken that off before I did that, but that's okay. We can grab that. Put that down. And this just fits right there. And it makes it a nice little box right like that. If you wanted to, you don't really have to give it any more of a press than that. So then we're going to take these sides. See where the little triangles are? All you have to do, because one side has a little corner that's not attached. So all we have to do with this is take these sides and press them in the middle, and it will come together like a milk box, just like so. Pretty dang easy, if I must say myself. Now, we're going to add some embellishments to this. So that's not going to stay closed right now, because we're going to add some things. Actually, it does a pretty good job of staying together, just like that. So we're going to go ahead and add some decorations to this. So let's go ahead and bring in our parts and pieces. And now, I don't know, and I haven't watched a video of how this goes together. This is how I put it together. You can do it however you want, but in your instructions, it shows that you have Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of all these layering pieces. And I believe it's because you're going to be adhering this to the top of your little box here, so it'll stay. So all these layering pieces pop up a little bit. Now, I didn't put them as low down because then it adheres down here, and I want them to adhere right here. So I put them up higher. You wouldn't necessarily have to do that. You could keep them. You wouldn't have to put one on the back if you didn't want to. It's totally up to you. I did. Just because I followed the instructions. So what I'm going to do is I've got my Stampin' Dimensional on here. I'm going to layer these pieces now like it's showing me. So I'm going to layer this piece on top of this pink striped piece. And I'm going to line up those holes. You can see those holes right there. I'm going to line those up because we're going to put our baker's twine through that later. And so I want to make sure that those holes line up, and give that a little press right there. So that piece is adhered. And then I'm going to take my backing off of this trick or treat one, and I'm going to line that up fairly well with that hole. Give that a little press, just like so. And there we have our little sign all made together. Now we're going to go ahead. Well, actually, go ahead. Let's go ahead and put our little pumpkin on, and he goes right up here, right like so. Like, yay. Now we're going to go ahead and put our twine on. Now this is decorative. It is not holding this box shut, but it kind of looks like it is, but it's not. So what I did is I brought my ends together, and I'm going to put it through these holes, and then we're going to make a little loop, and then we're going to tie our bow, because I just found that to be easier. So if you have trouble getting those through, I just kind of use, first of all, I kind of wet the ends, you know, like you would do with thread. And then I use my take your pick tool to push those through. And then we're going to go ahead and take these ends, pull them through that loop, and it makes a nice little knot. So then I am able to tie my bow without anything flying away on me, I guess, or coming undone. It's already attached, so it's not going anywhere. I have lots and lots of twine to work with, and we're going to leave it like that for right now because I don't have it on there, so I don't know exactly how I want it. Maybe not that big of a loop, maybe more like that. Okay. Then before we move on, when I did this before, I didn't attach these until after I'd already attached them to the box. But let's go ahead and do this now. So I'm going to put one star right here, one star right here, and the last star right down there, just like so. Now let's go ahead and attach this, quote unquote, attach this to our box. I'm going to take that little backing off, and we're going to put this at the top here and center it, kind of center it there. And that one Stampin' Dimensional on the back is going to hold that whole thing in place onto your box. Now, this little paper clip, from what I can see, at least, and maybe I'm doing it wrong, is strictly for decoration. However, if you didn't use the Stampin' Dimensionals, you could absolutely use this to adhere your tags to the box. I bent that a little bit because I am telling you, friends, these are a little bit hard to get on here without bending those out a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and put that right on there, just like that. That keeps your box completely secure so it doesn't fly open. And how cute is that? Super cute. We have one last thing to do. On this one, there's a little ghost, a little tiny silver ghost, and he goes right above the door by the window on the side with the door. And there you go. There's your first box. Trick or treat. Super fun, super cute. All right, let's move on to the second one. Again, 15 of these. These are super easy to make and actually very quick. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to, we're going to go ahead and fold all these parts again, because we want to make sure that everything is folded so that we have nice creases and everything just fits and goes together a little bit easier. of goes together easier. It just is easier than trying to fold it when you're in the middle of assembling it, so to speak. So let's just go ahead and do all this and our sides here. And I did not on this one. Look at that. I didn't put my tear and tape on there. So I need to do that. I didn't put my tear and tape on here or here. So let's go ahead and get that out and do that. I don't know, unless, did I? Nope, I didn't even put it on the wrong side. Did not put that tear and tape on. So if you've never watched before, tear and tape is tear and tape for a reason. You can tear it, but I like to cut it because that's just how I roll. So I'm going to go ahead and find my snips here, and I'm going to clip that right there and then turn to this side. And it's hard to see on this, but there is a little, mark where that ends. Score line, if you will. To think of the term. So there we have those. Now again, it's hard to tell on this one, but there are some triangular pieces again, and we're just going to fold those a little bit just because then when we push that together, it just goes together easier. All right, so like we did before, I'm going to take the backings off of this, and I'm going to go ahead and take the backing off of this because that goes together fairly quickly. So fold that over like that, bring our other piece and give it a good press. And there we go. We have our box. Now we're ready to assemble the bottom. Short side, side with the tear and tape, and the other side, give it a good press. And there you have your box. And we've got our sides with the triangles. Give those a good little press like that. And there you have your box. All done. All ready to be decorated. So let's go ahead and bring in our other pieces. Again, these have, I've already prepped them. So this is going to go fairly quickly. We're going to go ahead and line these up. The dogs are barking. We're going to go ahead and line these up. That's not right. We got a black one that goes underneath. This one here. Like so. And then the hey boo. Like so. And then we've got a cute little bat that only takes like half a Stampin' Dimensional. And he goes down here like so. Boom. Just like that. And then let's go ahead and put our stars on before we go ahead and put our little twine on there. And we're going to put those just like so. Again, those are fairly lined up fairly well. So I'm going to go ahead and take this twine again. This is not the fun part to watch. Obviously, you all know how to do this, and I'm going to, like you do with thread, I'm going to give it a little and put that through. And again, I just like to use my take your pick tool, and I can push those ends through there enough so that I can grab them on the other side and pull them through like that. Take those ends, pull it through that loop, and then it's all together. So when I go ahead and make my bow, we don't have to worry about that. Now again, you can do this however you want. I did not watch a video. There's videos out there, even from Stampin' Up. They'll have an unboxing video, or other demonstrators may have done a video on how to put these together. Be my guest. But I just followed the instructions. So right, wrong, indifferent, doesn't matter. This is how I did it. So here we go. That's ready to be put on there. And then I've got my little paper clip here, and I just get my thumb in there and just just spread it a little bit because it is super hard to get on there if you don't do that. I'm going to just kind of line that up, give that a press right there, have it stay on, and then we're going to go ahead and adhere this like that. It's still tight. I'm telling you, it still makes it tight. So there is our second one out of the camera. There we go. Super cute. You could mix and match these if you wanted to, as far as like what the sayings are. And maybe on this one, I should have put another Stampin' Dimensional over here to hold that side. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Let's go ahead and finish up with the last one here. And we're running a little late on this. It's usually a little longer than I normally take. So I've got my tear and tape on this one already. We're going to go ahead and fold these and burnish these really quick. A super fun kit. I would buy this again. 15, like I said, treat boxes, holds a ton of candy or whatever you want to put in there. You could, you know, put some little lotions or perfumes or little soaps or whatever you would want for people. Probably big enough. You might be able to get a gift card in there. I'm not really sure about that. But yeah, super cute. It'd be great for parties for your kids for school or at work or just to give to friends. So we've got that going. Now let's go ahead and take the backing off of this. Like I said, there's 15 of them. That's a lot. It's a great amount for the cost of this kit. So, all right. And again, here we go. We're going to fold that over like that. We've got our tear and tape there. We're going to fold this other side over. And that is going to make a box. Now, if you do boxes other than this, that's exactly how I do it because it just makes it easy. If you didn't want to put this box together until later, don't take that off, but do this part and then wham, bam, wham, bam. 1, 2, 3, 4. You could prep some of this ahead of time and then you don't have to do that until at the very end. Now, what I didn't do on this one, I did not fold those. I did not fold those corners like I said that I should do, and I didn't do. And it's causing me a little bit of a fit on this side. So we gotta get that. So note to self, do what I say, don't do what I do, because this is not wanting to crease in. So we're going to maybe crease it out to then get it to crease in a little bit. It's not wanting to do that. Let's crease it this way to get it to crease that way. So here's a good reason to do what I say, because this is not wanting to crease in. There we go. There we go. Got it. Sorry about that. So yes, that is a very good reason why you do those little creases on the triangular parts before you try and put it together. I just proved why, because I struggled with that. Now let's go ahead and bring these little pieces in. Sorry, my camera's moving. We've got this layering piece. Notice that the hole is over here. I've got this little layering piece. And so I'm going to put this and I'm going to match up the holes. I'm not going to match up. I'm not going to center that. I'm going to match it up with that hole. And then I've got my little ghost here and he goes right here. He's going to kind of just be right there. And then we've got this little eek sign and our little toothpick. So I've put tear and tape on the back of this. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take that backing off the tear and tape. Like so. You're going to put this little toothpick in the middle of that. Like that. and you're going to fold that over, and it's going to adhere to itself, and it's going to make a little flag. Just give it a good press, and it says eek, just like that, eek. So I did not, let me go back in here, grab a Stampin' Dimensional, because obviously he can't really hold that, but it's going to look like he is. So we're going to put an eek on this. I'm going to move it over a little bit. I'm going to put it, we're going to put eek on there, and we're going to put it up here like he's holding that little sign, just like that. Again, take these like so. You probably don't need to see me do this, but we're going to go ahead and finish this box up because I don't want to not finish it. Pull these through, make that loop, and do that. Pull that through, make that tight, turn this around, make a little bow, hopefully, like yay. Pull it. See how we like the looks of that. Looks pretty good. Might make those a little bit shorter. Now on the other side, probably cut the twine down a little bit. I haven't done that on these, but again, you can do whatever you feel like. I'm going to bring in my little paper clip, bend that out a little bit, and then take my Stampin' Dimensional off. All the things that I am forgetting. And then center that right on there, about like so. And our eek is going off. And then attach our paper clip to make sure that we hold that box shut. And there's our final box. Super cute. We've got eek, hey boo, and the trick or treat with the little ghost on the side. So let me go ahead and get this where I am full screen. Thank you so much for watching me this evening. That was a little longer because it takes a while to do the projects, but this is a super fun project, and 15 boxes. That's a great value for the price of this kit. So be sure to check those out. I didn't put, you know what I forgot? I didn't put the stars on the last box, but that's okay. You got the, you got it. You know what that looks like. So thank you again. I appreciate all of you. I will put the link for this kit in the comments later when this actually goes live. So stay tuned. Next week we'll do another kit, and it'll probably be recorded again. But thank you again for everyone. Because of you, I continue to do this. So I appreciate every single one of you. With that, have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.